Hi guys, it's Charlie and welcome to Charlie Skips Rocks. On today's episode we are at Black Hole Falls, I should say. We're not quite down at the falls yet, but we're still on this beautiful, beautiful trail that kind of wends its way along this little creek, this little river. When we get down there we're going to find some nice flat rocks. And on the last episode we talked about finding rocks, but today we're going to talk about ripping the rock before throwing. So let's get at it. Bad news, guys. We couldn't find a way down to the inlet here at Black Hole Falls. So we're gonna try and find another beach, probably Baxter's Harbor. It's a little bit easier to get to and there's some great skipping rocks. Just how it is with skipping rocks, it's not always fun and games. It's business, it's serious. And you gotta be safe and you gotta be smart. So let's go on over to Baxter's Harbor and skip a few rocks. So, the Black Hole Falls rock skipping extravaganza was a failure, but the hike was not a failure. It was a beautiful hike. Big old set of waterfalls, wonderful foliage. There's moss everywhere. It's nice and warm out today, but we just couldn't make it way down to the ravine. It was just too sheer, and there was a couple ropes that were a little bit suspect. So we're going to Baxter's Harbor, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Aww.
More bad news.
The beach is closed. Probably because of the COVID, the Rona.
Yeah, it's sort of like a private subdivision, so.
Yeah, I don't think we should go in.
Hey.
That's, you live and you learn.
Sometimes you skip rocks and sometimes you skip out. Whatever. Alright guys, as you could probably tell from the video, we didn't actually get out and skip any rocks this week, which is unfortunate due to some circumstances brought on by the COVID-19 outbreak. All beaches are closed, provincial parks. There's some private kind of backwoods trails we could use, but we figured it was just better off just to stay home. But I did promise to show you guys how I grip the rock before I skip it, so I'm gonna uphold that promise, and we'll zoom you guys right in and I'll show you exactly how I do that. Okay guys, here we are, up close and personal with a small collection of my skipping rocks. I don't normally hoard skipping rocks, but I found a couple today I just could not say no to. Can you blame me? Look at these things. So let's start off with the more traditional grip that everyone's seen before. That was a bit sharp. Let's look for something smoother. This is my favorite, I think. So traditionally, you're told to put your finger around the side, same with your thumb, make kind of a crescent around the side of the rock, and whip it at the water, and that works great. But I have never been very good actually at skipping a rock with the traditional grip. I don't think I can get low enough. I can't get the angle right with the rock, so I tend to just either have one big skip and then it goes shoomp, or just goes right into the water. How embarrassing. So I've been working on my own little grip, and I figured out that if I bring my finger over top the rock like this, as I throw, I kind of push the rock down towards the water at an angle, kind of like this, and as I rotate my wrist, it kind of turns the rock like that, sort of like a little trigger action, and it gets a lot of rotation, a little bit less forward speed than with the traditional throw, but a lot of rotation, so it gets a lot of skips. Even sometimes it gets so much rotation it kind of just makes a little trench in the water and scoots along. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I like to find not perfectly round rocks. I like to find rocks with little bumps in them like that. That sort of creates a trigger action. So this is actually a really great rock. That little bump there, I can just set my finger in and rotate really fast, snap my wrist, and get a lot of spin on it. So yeah, that's how I grip the rock. It's up to you guys, you know. Skipping rocks is it's a very subjective art, you know. So you gotta approach it with your own kind of style and find what works for you, and that works for me. Maybe you guys can get out and give it a try. Let me know what you think. Well, everybody, that's today's episode. Thank you very much for tagging along. Like I said before, the COVID-19 situation makes things a little bit more difficult. I don't actually know when the next time I'll get to skip rocks will be, but I'll keep you guys in the loop. And until then, keep it wholesome, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Hi, Bobbi.